Hello. So I have been working away and I've actually been doing something in a completely new file. I've been working on a new inventory system that I can actually understand because I cannot, for the life of me, understand the previous system. So this system, it works far, far better. I have a whole way to use items, a whole way to add and remove items. So you can see if I go remove sword, it's drop sword. Then you can see it removes it. If I do something like use, I can use an item, and there's no UI for this, but you can see here, player's health is now 80, so it does actually change. And we can't use items unless we have them, so if I try to use the potion twice, it'll use it the first time, and if I try to use it a second time, you should be able to see here, item not in inventory, so it won't be able to use it. And same with other items, like there's an item called shield, I think, or maybe there's not. Well, I don't know. And then you can add items as well. Of course, in an actual game, you wouldn't want to be able to do that, but you can do it here. You can't currently add multiple items, which is something I'm going to work on. I want to be able to say like add or like drop 7 potion, and also be able to add an S on the end without worrying about it. But I can't do that. So yep, that's kind of my current system. See if I try to do a bunch of nothing, it just won't do it. Um, and right now, yeah, you can do a bunch of nothing and nothing will happen. The code for this is incredibly simple. Literally less than, well, just about 100 lines of code. But with my terrible coding, it would be far less if I was coding better. You can see it's working off a super simple system where we literally have the inventory just as a dictionary, and items just as dictionary instances as well. And then when adding or removing an item, we're literally just going through, um, checking through all the items, checking through sure it's a valid item, and then if it is, just either updating its quantity or adding it separately. And then I have a function with update stats. Yeah, this here is just adding labels with the item on them for each item in the inventory to a HBox container here, which is just keeping them nice and organized so I can view them all. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with how it's working. It seems to be working completely fine and functional. And this system is far easier for me to actually use to modify if I want to. Now, I know it's not ideal. However, in terms of play experience, however, my goal right now is just to, as quickly as possible, have a playable, very beta version of the game. And in order for that to happen, I need to be able to very easily check if items are in my inventory, which my current system is not. It's not very easy to do. Like it's very complicated to add, remove, and check for items. Not really, but it's using a bunch of scripts, and I'm gonna have to use half of this in a singleton, which isn't an issue. And then I'm gonna store all my items in a JSON file as well, so they're not sticking around here, and I can have lists and lists of them, and makes them very easy to add to. But yeah, and just to show you a few more things about it, like there are items that you can't use. So if you want to add, something, if I add a shield, if I try to use the shield, shields can't be used. It's just an unusable item, so it just says item shield cannot be used. And of course, in a real play version, I would probably have that printed on screen somewhere, and all sorts of stuff moved around. But the proof of concept works, and I'm really happy with it. Using the sword, I don't think actually currently does anything, but it should. Yeah, it actually removes the item, but that's just for now because I haven't added utility to it, which I could do very, very easily. Just by adding an extra thing here would literally take me 2 seconds. So yeah, no, I'm really, really happy with this. I had to do a little bit to figure out how parsing text works, which is basically just where you break text apart and read it in chunks. So like here, I have to take drop. I'm listening for this word drop. If the response, which is just the text I've put in, begins with drop, then it doesn't read the first 5 letters, and then because there's one, two, there's four, and then the space. But then it does after that just check for that just equals this, which is item name, and then item name just goes into this remove item name function, which I showed you before. here. So yeah, now I'm really, really happy with this. Very, very simple, and I'm very happy that I coded all of it myself. I did use a little help just seeing how this stuff here works, like stripping edges and going to lower, but I actually understand how it all works. It's not really complicated. Lower just means it's in lowercase. Um, so yeah, no, I'm really, really happy about this because my old system kind of worked, but I was having a real hard time changing anything about it because it was so complicated for me currently. Like I say, once I have a kind of a beta version of the game going, the full game, like I was showing you before, it shouldn't be very difficult for me to modify and add in a new system, even if it takes me a few days. I'd rather have a playable game of the version first because I'm really running into issues with it, and then be able to change things after that. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching and have a good day.